What's good, everybody? Welcome to Outside the Playbook. I've been thinking a lot lately. That Lance Stevenson, Michael Beasley gave me an idea. See, what if we had a 1v1 tournament for guards, not for legends, not for greats, not for Hall of Famers, but the guys the Hall of Famers didn't really want real smoke with. I'm talking about the people's champions, right? This is going to be a tournament, a field of 8, placed into a bracket, randomized, and the winners are going to be voted on by you, the people. Before we get into that, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, check the link in the description down below to get discounts on brands like Fanatics, Dad Gang, and Dubby. Let's meet the field.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Now, like I said, we're going to have a 1v1 tournament featuring 8 guards that nobody wanted real smoke with when they was in the league. We ain't gonna waste any time. We're gonna get right to it. Number 1, this is the one that everybody wants to see in the big 3 1v1 tournaments. Jamal Crawford, aka J Crossover, arguably one of the smoothest 6-man we have ever seen, one of the smoothest players we have ever seen in history, period, an island you don't want to be on. Career 14.6 points per game, 20 years in the game, the oldest player in NBA history with a 50-point game. Jamal Crawford is our first selection. Number 2, we can't have a 1v1 looking at the history of the game, especially the early 2000s, and not have the one and only Stevie Franchise. Steve Francis is one of the best showmen of the early 2000s, had bounce, 9 years in the league, 18.1 points per game, best career game, 44-10-5 versus the LA Lakers in 2003. Now, this player, yeah, he might be known to some for eating Vaseline on the live stream, but make no mistake, Starberry was one of them ones. Stephon Marbury, selection number 3, 13 years in the league, 19.3 points per game, 43 versus the Knicks, 41 versus the Hawks, and a 50 ball versus the LA Lakers. Next up on our list, we have one of the fastest guards, in my opinion, in NBA history, especially when you look at that 2010 all the way up to the 2020 years. John Wall was arguably the fastest player holding a basketball from his time in high school all the way through his years in the NBA. John Wall, 11 years in the league, 18.7 points per game, best career games, 20 assists versus the LA Clippers in 2017, 52 versus the Orlando Magic, and who can forget some of the battles he had with this next player in the NBA playoffs. Our next selection is going to be none other than Isaiah Thomas. Now, when we look at Isaiah Thomas, I liken him to one of those relentless scorers like Allen Iverson. 12 years in the league, 17.5 points per game. His nickname was the Pizza Guy. Never heard him call that a day in my life. But his best career games was 52 points versus my Miami Heat in 2016 and 53 versus the Washington Wizards in the 2017 playoffs. Now, we talked about Jamal Crawford as somebody who absolutely had to be in a 1v1 tournament. The next player who is on that list, who is arguably one of the scariest guys in those early 2000s, late 2008, 2009, one of the scariest players in the entire NBA. Somebody who gave problems to players like Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Dwayne Wade, Allen Iverson. We talking about Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas at that next spot. Gilbert Arenas played 11 years in the league, 20.7 points per game. Agent Zero, 43 versus the Bulls in 2005, 54 versus the Suns, and who can forget the 60 ball versus Kobe Bean Bryant. Now, the next player who was in a ton of conversations between he and Chris Paul for who was the best point guard in the league. Also, let's not forget, he's solely responsible for the origin story of Linsanity. Pay respect, he is a gold medal winner with Team USA an all-star, Darren Williams. Darren Williams, 12 years in the league, 16.3 points per game. D. Will, 21 assists versus the Suns, 57 versus the Bobcats. And yes, he did get his get back versus Jeremy Lin, dropping a cool 38. Arguably one of the craziest left to right and right to left crossovers in NBA history. Now, our next player in this conversation, 1v1 tournament, somebody shifty, strong, can finish at the rim, knows how to get a bucket, played the point guard position to perfection, but he was one of them ones in his own right. Everybody, let's talk about Baron Davis. Baron Davis, 13 years in the league, 16.1 points per game, nickname B. Diddy. I don't know if he changed that nickname or not, but he should probably reconsider it. 20 assists versus the Washington Wizards and the New York Knicks in 2009. 40 points versus the Chicago Bulls in 2008 and 2005 versus the Houston Rockets. Now, be on the lookout for each and every one of these opportunities to vote on the 1v1s, and we're going to continuously announce the winner on the live stream every single week thereafter. Now, let's go back and go through the entire lineup. Jamal Crawford, Steve Francis, Stephon Marbury, John Wall, Isaiah Thomas, Gilbert Arenas, Darren Williams, and Baron Davis. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments who is your pick to be winner of this 1v1 tournament of one of them ones. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. That's one more for the good guys.